Hello, my friends. How are you doing? More importantly, how are you feeling? I don't know, Jesse. I'm just living the dream. This is what you sound like in my head, by the way. Living the dream, hey? Living the dream. Is that really what you think? Living the dream? Here's what I have to say about that. I have a bone to pick with all of you who say that. All of you. All of you men out there. All of you women out there that keep saying this living the dream thing. Here's what you're actually saying. Here's what you're actually saying. I am going day to day on autopilot, doing this thing of which I don't want to do because I feel like I gotta do it, yet I don't feel like I have the choice of whether or not I want to do it. I'm just doing it. And it's mundane. Do you really have an understanding of what you're really saying here? Do you really know? Do you really know? You're living the dream. Is this the dream that you really want to live? No, of course not. Because it's why you're having all the issues in your marriage, in your family, with your friends, with your mother and father, with your whomever else out there, your coworkers. You are having issues like this because you keep living this dream. Is this the dream that you really want to live? I don't think so. But you think that you have to live it this way. You don't. You just have to make a choice. But the level of understanding that you have is that this is the life that you have to live because there's no other way. Come on. Of course there's another way to do this. There is always another way to do this. I'm living proof of this another way to do it. You gotta live for you. You gotta live your truth. You are living an unhappy life right now. And I really have a beef with you. I have a beef with you because you're on autopilot. You're working late. You see the kids maybe for an hour as you just roar your meal down, your supper down, or you've skipped the dishes and you're trying to get that quality time in with your kids before they go to bed, after they've gone to school. And you know what? Thank goodness summer vacation is here. The kids are off. Now what are you going to do? Well, you got to work. So what are they going to do? Go on summer camps. You're still going to have to do this day thing, day out thing. So this is the dream you want to live, hey? This is a little bit more than you think it is. And I'm going to tell you something. You are even more powerful than you think you are. Honestly. Well, Jesse, I get called a wizard every once in a while, but it's because I'm fast at the things that I do. And I'm good at gardening, and I'm good at, sweeping outside, and I'm good at, doing little things around the house. Come on. You're so much better than that. You don't even give yourself enough credit. You're just living the dream. You think this is the only way to live. You've got to have the mindset that takes you further than this. And you go, well, okay, another one of these mindset things, and you learn it online, and you take a couple of courses. Come on. No, it's none of that. It's your shift. It's your shift in the way you think about yourself because of how you think you're doing it. Or how you feel you're doing it, or by another influence, how your boss says you're doing it, how your wife says you're doing it, how your husband says you're doing it. You're actually using the law of attraction and you have no idea how to use it. Jesse, the law of attraction, that seems like something you've seen on many of my YouTube videos. And yes, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you say live in the dream, and you're at work and you say that to another colleague, you do it. I know you do it. You do it every morning because I've heard you. Every morning after toolbox, or every morning, every evening, night shift, you say it after toolbox to your colleagues. You say it. Live in the dream. You're not satisfied with this work, but yet you keep calling more of that in. Law of attraction does not discriminate of what you call into your life. If you say live in the dream and this is the mundane work that you put in day out, you're calling more of that in. You are. You just are. You're calling the same thing in every day, day in, day out. Your frame does not know any different. You fear speaking about what you really want, don't you? You fear it. You fear that if there is a change, you don't know how you're going to handle it. It's going to be out of control. I have some news for you. And I also have some advice for you. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. You got to. Because if you plan to be here for a number of years, and if you plan to be healthy with your kids, and I'm talking mindset, body, everything. Physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, then you better get this. If you are saying living the dream, you are programming your subconscious over and over. And every time that you say that, you are programming the same feelings within the same work environment to get the same thing. Why not step out of the box? Why not step out of the comfort zone? Go to the beach, go to the forest and say living the dream. Do it. Do every morning me time with you, no less than an hour. Jesse, I can't afford an hour. Okay, start with 10 minutes then. 10 minutes all to yourself. You're doing push-ups, you're doing crunches, you're doing squats, you're doing some sort of meditation. You're doing something, calling it me time. This is your proof to you, and do it consistently. And then when you're doing it, say you're living the dream. Why? Because you're going to start reprogramming yourself into something positive. I don't understand what you mean when you say program yourself into something positive. No, because you haven't tried this trick yet. This is a hack. This is a life hack. Your subconscious memory, your subconscious body thinks that this is all I will ever amount to, or what I'm amounting to at this moment in time. And it doesn't get any different other than the weather that changes outside, the days of the week, the activities that your kids play, and you know what? Whatever your husband or wife has signed you up for, whether it be dance and lessons or whether it be, a date night. I mean, who wants to go day in, day out on autopilot like that? Unless you're really numbing something inside of you. And we can talk about that in another video. Actually, I will talk about that in another video. But if you're numbing yourself, just trying to get through your days, you're not living your fullest. So your subconscious body believes that this is as good as it gets. And because this is the belief that you feel that it is as good as it gets, you run the decision, the thought that is, this is as good as it gets. You make the decision that you're not going to do any different. Then the action is, I'm going to do this thing of which I don't really want to do, but I'm doing it anyway. And then the result that you get from that is, well, I did this thing. It really wasn't anything that I really wanted to do, but I did it anyway because I need to make money. That belief that you have, that mindset that you have, that that's as good as it gets, you keep doing that over and over. Congratulations, you are on the hamster wheel. Congratulations, you are living the dream. Take and make a decision that scares you. Seriously, take and make a decision that scares you. Every day. Every day. From now on, you're going to be bigger. You're going to stop playing small. You're done with it. I'm talking to you men out there. You're scared of your own decisions. Make the decision. The reason why your wife or your spouse or your significant other thinks you're wishy-washy, doesn't feel like hanging out with you all the time, is because you feel unsafe. I've got a beef with you. You don't feel safe. And you're sending out the vibe, you're sending out the vibration that no one wants to associate with you. And then what you do is you call more of that in. Well, no one really wants to associate with me because, well, weather's bad out there, and I don't think I'm going to do it. And I really want to go to the mountains, and I really wanted to go for that hike, but I don't really know what I'm going to do. And I don't think that some of the friends that I've invited are going to come. See what I mean? You keep running this thing over and over. Make the decision. Rain or shine, I'm going for a hike. I'm going for a hike. I'm taking my music. This is what I'm doing, guys. I'm leaving at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. I'm going out to Kananaskis and I'm going on a hike. I will see you there. And if I don't, I'm going to have a great time by myself. Make the decision. Do it. Follow through with it. Because here's what you're doing. You do that and you only do it by yourself. It's a win. Because what you do is you prove to yourself that you could do something and you could follow it through. Then you trust yourself. You come up with evidence. You went out to the mountains, went for a hike, left at 8 o'clock, arrived at 9, got there. It was rainy. You did it anyways. You were cold. You were wet, but you pursued. You did it. And you came back and you did it. You put confidence back in yourself and you actually upped your threshold. Guess what you did? You reprogrammed yourself. You pushed it further. You pushed the needle further. That, my friends, is law of attraction, because what that does, the next time you go to do something like that, you say to yourself, of course I can do that. And I bet you I could go another 3 or 4 kilometers. And I bet you if it was really windy and it was coming in sideways and it was snowing, you could probably do it. You might push it. If you don't talk yourself out of it, you don't even leave yourself any little margin to talk yourself out of it. You do it. Okay. So I have made my point. If you're going to say live in the dream, you better believe it. You better believe it, and you better be living your best life. You better be living your truth. I don't want to hear it at work. I don't want to hear it at Toolbox on day or night shift. I don't want to hear that, in fact, anymore, unless you are actually doing something that you're happily doing. Because you're lying to yourself. And you know what that is? It's a betrayal to yourself. It's a betrayal. And you know what happens with that? You start to resent what you're doing. You start to grow anger day by day by day by day. And it has nothing to do with anyone else. It has everything to do with you and your false idea of what actually is good. And you know what? If you're good with that, you're cool with that, you're cool beans, and this is your actual living the dream, that's good. I'm talking about you guys out there, or you gals out there, that say this nonchalant, autopilot, unconsciously, just say it day in, day out, and you really don't give a crap about what you're really doing. What you're really doing, your soul. Okay? I've said enough. I'm looking forward to your comments on this. I really appreciate you day in, day out. I love your feedback. Thank you for your constructive criticism, and thank you for all your comments. We'll talk to you soon. Let's do this.